Good morning, coding friends. Hope you're having a great day. Today I want to take you in and we're going to work on actually drawing our sprites or changing these sprites so that they're a little bit more appealing to you. So let me scroll down. I'll show you where I'm going to get into our coding. Instead of doing a lesson, I'm going down here where it's projects. And there's this game lab right over here. So if you're doing anything in Unit 3, you're working in Game Lab. So that's where I'm going to jump into. All right, it's loading up. There it is. Now I may have more tools than you have if you're doing this for one of your lessons. This would work in any of the CSD Unit 3 lessons, even all the way up through Lesson 26 where you're designing your game. So here we go. I'm going to turn off my little bubble here where you guys can see me, and we're going to get coding. So let's go have some fun. Okay. Mine starts with a draw loop. If you don't have the draw loop, that's okay. You can drag it out. It's under world. You can just drag it in there. But before I get started on any of my code, I'm going to go into my animations. And this is an area that I really enjoy working in. I can create some pretty cool things by hand, just drawing on my own, or going into these libraries that code.org has for us. And I'm going to go into the retro one. I don't know about you guys, but like Space Invaders and Defender, Pac-Man, some of those old games, those 8-bit games, or old-style arcade games, I just find really entertaining and fun to play. I'm going to go down here and grab this ship right here, this Space Battle 06, but any of these would be fine. I want to show you how to change these up a little bit. So here we go. I selected that spaceship. You can see it right there on my screen now. Now here's the thing. I don't want to go and add a new animation yet. We're going to change this so that this little spaceship here has a little bit of animation that goes with it. So I'm going to go into code. And I'm going to drop this in so we can look at it real quick. So I'm just going to go in sprites, and I'm going to create a sprite. And I'm going to drag an animation in for the sprite. So we have a sprite, and it's created at 200, 200 right in the middle of the screen. And that sprite, I'm going to set its animation. So we're going to make it look like that spaceship I have, that Space Battle 06, right? _1. Here we go. Now, if I hit run, nothing happens yet because we've got to draw that to the screen. So I got to drop our draw sprite right in there. And if I'm using a draw function or that draw loop, that draw sprite should be inside that draw loop. So here we go. Reset run. And there it is. A little large, but that's okay. We can change that later. Now, we're going to make this so that our ship kind of changes a little bit. It gives us a little bit more animation. So to do that, I'm going to move over here. Do you see where it's got this frame 1? Now, if I hover over that, I could add another frame, and I could go in and grab another ship and make it change if I wanted to. Don't do this, but I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to jump in here, go back into our retro. And I'm scrolling to the bottom where our ship was. Now we have this ship here. Let's say I wanted to take and grab this ship as well. So this is that Space Battle 09. Now you can see how my ship is changing between those two. Let me go to the code. I'm going to hit run. And you see how it changes? That's not a bad animation. And I could live with that. But I'm going to show you how to make this happen the way you want it to be, rather than just putting these two things in together. So here we go. I'm going to delete this one out. My ship quit changing, so that's good. I'm going to go in, and we've got our flame here, okay? We're going to be doing some work around here. So instead of adding a frame, you see this duplicate? If I hover over it, we get this duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate this frame. That's all I'm doing. So now I got a 1 and a 2. So I'm going to go in and start working on 2. What I want to do is I want to take this yellow that's in here and make it look like this flame is starting to go backwards. So you see this orange? I'm going to grab my eyedropper and grab that orange. And when I did that, my tile right here changed to that orange. So now I'm going to just grab my paint bucket and I'm going to put it in the front of my ship. So now I have this orange up at the front. Okay. I'm going to put it right here, these back pieces. And now I'm going to go grab my paint, my little eyedropper. I got the yellow. I have to be careful here because I want to change these to yellow. Okay. I'm going to hit Control minus on my screen so I can see a little bit more. I've got our controls for the video down there in the corner. All right, so now I have no color and I have my primary color. I'm going to switch these. I'm going to grab my eyedropper and I'm going to grab my red now. Okay, so now I have my two colors I want. I'm going to go back to my yellow. And this time I'm going to grab my pencil. And you see how small that is? I can make it a little larger so I can start to fill this in. And I'm filling it in, but I'm not going to fill it completely. You see how I have a little bit of yellow in there? I can see that orange coming through. I kind of want that effect. Now I'm going to switch back to my orange, so it's the one on top. I'm going to go to my, oops. Before I do that, I want to get my yellow in here. So I'm going to go back, switch those, and I'm going to put yellow and yellow. Oops, I might have got a little close there. Oh, I got close there. I'm going to hit Control Z on both of those. I want some color around it. Control Z just undoes what I did. There we go. I got some color around it. That's kind of what I want, is I don't want it to be all yellow. There we go. Now I'm going to switch those colors. I got my orange, my bright orange or more red color. Grab my paint bucket. I want this to go to red. There we go. I like that. So now when I look, see how my flame is kind of changing here? So I'm going to jump over to my code. I'm going to hit run. And now look at that flame. Do you see how that's changing? I like that a lot, like that. So now I'm going to go back into my animation. And I'm going to duplicate this. Now, watch what happens here. I duplicate that first one. These two are identical. That's the one that's different. So you can see how it lasts a little longer. I can just drag and reorder these. So now I have these two back to back, but I'm going to change it again. Now this time, I want to go in and I'm going to just change some of the colors in my grays. Okay. Maybe I want to put a little bit of blue, like this is getting ready to fire. Maybe this will be the guns right here. So I'm going to go to my color. Now this time I've got black on there. If I just click on here, just a left click, that comes up and I want to go to a blue color. There we go. I like that blue. Now I'm going to grab my paint bucket because I want to change this entire piece right there. Maybe this ship has 4 guns on it. Okay. So let's go back in. We can see this change I made. We're going to hit run. And there it lit up blue. Ooh, that's nice. So we get this animation going on that is pretty cool. Now, if I was going to do something like Space Invaders, which is where the bots start coming down or the aliens start moving down, my ship should be pointing up. So I'm going to show you how I would code that. So this could be the start of creating something like Space Invaders. I'm going to go into my sprite, and first thing we're going to do is rotate it. Okay. Oops. grab that, put it up here, and I'm going to do 90 degrees. Actually, 90 will probably have us down, but let's see. Reset run. Yep, that's got us facing the wrong way, right? This is the way I'd want those aliens coming in. So I could do a couple things, but an easy one is just put negative 90. And it turned us counterclockwise, going at negative 90. So there we go. I'm facing up. I like that. Now it's too big, right? So let's go and change the sprite scale. So if I scroll down and find my sprite scale, oh, there's a whole bunch in here. Let's see. I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading here because there's so much in here. Oh, there it is. Boy. So we named this sprite, right? And we want to scale. I'm going to make it, let's go half as big to begin with. Oops, that's a half, that's a fifth. There we go. So still a little too big, right? If I was going to have everything come down. So let's go smaller. I'm going to click back in there. And I'm going to do 0.2. That's about right. Now, we wouldn't want him up here, right? We want to move him down. So I would keep him on the X, probably right in the center. But I would move him down probably to around 350 on that Y. Okay, there he is down at the bottom. And then if we were going to start to build this, we would start to work on getting him to move left and right. And I would change this name. Calling this Sprite would kind of get us confused. So this would be, I can do capital. We do player, because this is what the player controls. So I'm just going to copy and paste player into all of these. And there we go. For this video, that's as far as we're going to go. Okay. So the start of Space Invaders. And I think we'll build this on out a little bit later. So for now, we've got our player created. I've showed you how to modify that sprite to make it more interesting and give it a little bit of an animation. Hope you guys have fun and happy coding.